Today we are going to be having a orthography lesson. It's going to be on prefixes and suffixes. So we will be discussing prefixes and suffixes on the book I Talk Like a River. So we're going to need, for today, we're going to need our book, I Talk Like a River, pencil. If you want to take down notes, I highly encourage, and a piece of paper, right? So let's get to it. So prefixes. Has anybody ever heard of prefixes or suffixes? We haven't. It's okay. That's what the lesson about today is going to be about. So we're going to learn more about prefixes and suffixes. So prefixes, let's write down what prefixes are. Prefixes are a word part that comes at the beginning of certain words. So here are a few examples. In, indeed, indicate, disagree, disregard, none. Anybody have some for this one? Anybody have an idea what we can use none for? So I'm going to leave that up to you guys. Miss. I'm going to leave it up to you as well. Think about words that have miss in the beginning. Prefixes, right? Good. Let's move on to suffixes. What are suffixes? Anybody know? Anybody have an idea? Okay. Suffixes is a word part that comes at the end of certain words. So it comes at the end now, not at the beginning. Remember, prefixes came at the beginning. Now we're talking about the end of the word. ING. I'm going to leave that one up to you guys because I know you guys know a lot of ING words. ED. I know you guys know a lot of these too. Less. Do we know anyone with anything with the word less? Any word with the word less? Let's think about that. Full. Wishful. Mindful. Less. ED. Ed. ING. Meaning. Finished. Okay, good job. So what I want you guys to understand is that there are words that do not have prefixes and suffixes. So I don't know if you guys have been seeing that I keep highlighting, underlining the word certain words. There's a reason for that. Certain words, because not all words are prefixes and suffixes. That's my reasoning. There's not all the words have prefixes and suffixes. So now let's think. What words don't have prefixes and suffixes? There's some words that we've been using a lot in the classroom. These words that do not have prefixes and suffixes are CVC words like dog. So let's add words. So what are some of our CVC words that we've been seeing in class? I'm going to change it to the red. So dog, cat, mat, rat. So I want you to write in your piece of paper a couple of more words. Okay, so this is just to name a few: dog, cat, mat, rat. These are words that don't have prefixes or suffixes. So let's remember, I want you to remember that not all words have prefixes and suffixes. So what do prefixes and suffixes do, right? We're still wondering, what are they doing? So what do they do? So prefixes and suffixes change the meaning of a word. So prefixes and suffixes change the meaning of a word. So let's look at the word like. Many of us know that the word like is a positive word. So since it's a positive word, do you think we can make it negative? Let's see, maybe if we add a prefix or a suffix, we can make it a negative word. If I were to add a prefix, my prefix for the word like is going to be dis. Dislike, right? Let's see how that looks. Dislike. Let's make that a little bit bigger. Dislike. So you see how now I've made a positive word become negative? Dislike, the act of not liking somebody, not liking something, right? I dislike this food. I dislike this toy, right? So we see how a prefix made the word like change. It changed it to a negative word. So what if we were to add a suffix now? Ed. Let's add the word ed. That's going to be our suffix. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Disliked. So now it's not only a word and it's not just a feeling. It now has become an action, right? It's also become an action. I disliked somebody, someone, something. Right, let's move on. It's a negative feeling that you have now. Let's try another one. Let's try the word use. The word use. If I were to add a prefix to the word use, let's say reuse. Make this bigger. I added to the word use, reuse, meaning to use something again. But if now I add the word able to the end, suffix able, I'm gonna have to delete this, reusable, oops. Let me make it bigger. Reusable. It is no longer an action. It has now become a description of something. What is something reusable that we use? Plastic bags, grocery bags, correct. Our water bottles, good job. Those are some very good examples. I would encourage you to write some more stuff that we reuse, that are reusable in your piece of paper. So let's remember again that not all words have prefixes and not all words have suffixes, only certain words. And certain words, like us and like, have both. They can have both, able. And for like, it can be dis and ed, disliked, right? So I want us to get into the book now. The book, I Talk Like a River. Let's pull it out and let's focus on a couple of pages. Let's start with page 9, which should look something like this. I'm going to open my book to page 9, and I encourage you to do it as well. So this page says, at school, I hide in the back of class. I hope I don't have to talk. When my teacher asks me a question, all my classmates turn and look. So let's look. I'm going to help you guys with this one. Let's look for a word that has the word, a prefix or a suffix. School, no. Back to class. When my teacher, teacher. So maybe the teach, that can stand, so maybe the ER. Teacher, right? You see the that's the suffix. Ask me a question. All my classmates turn and look. Is there another one I can see here? Question, right? I think question. Did we see another suffix? Oops. You see, that's a good one. Question, teacher. We see two suffixes here. So let's continue. Let's go to page 12 now. And it should now look like something like this. It shows a whole bunch of a big drawing, and then we see some words on the side. So let's read that. They don't see a pine tree sticking out from my lips. Instead of a tongue, they don't hear a crow caw, caw. From inside my throat, they don't hide their eyes from the moonlight that shines from my open mouth. What are some prefixes and suffixes that we're seeing here? Good job. Sticking. You see the ing in the end, sorry. What is another one? Are we seeing any more? Good job. Now we're seeing a prefix inside. That was a very good thing to point out. Inside. What is something else we're seeing? Are we seeing anything else? It's okay if we're not. We can move on. I'm glad that you guys are pointing out the ing and the in in the beginning, the prefix and the suffixes that we're seeing. Good job. So let's move on to page 15. Now, page 15 should look a little like this. So now let's read it. Mornings are always hard, but this one's especially tough. I'm more stuck than ever. My teacher says we all have to talk about our favorite place in the world. Today is my turn, but my mouth just isn't working and I want to go home. Okay, so I'm seeing a little more here. Good job. There's one in the beginning. Morning. Good job. But this one's especially tough. I'm more stuck than ever. My teacher, we already have teachers, so that's a good one. We all have to talk about our favorite place in the world. Maybe no, right? Today is my turn, but my mouth just isn't working. Working, good job. Working. And I want to go home. That's a good one. We see two words here. So you see how we found so many good words that we've been finding here. We see that there's a lot of other words maybe in throughout the book, and I encourage you to look for more. So I want you guys to know that all words have, not all words have prefixes and suffixes. Not all words have prefixes and suffixes. So next time you read a book, I encourage you to locate prefixes and suffixes. They can look something like these, the ones that we have here in this non-miss pre. Or maybe like ing, ed, less, full. Remember, ing is occurring at the moment and ed has happened past tense. So next time you read a book, Or if you reread I Talk Like a River, which I highly encourage, I want you guys to look for prefixes and suffixes. Have a good rest of your day.